minus 1 4 plus 1 by 4 is minus 1 4 1 by 4. So now instead of doing 4 here, I put 5. What would that say? Minus plus 1, right? So what's happening to this set? Smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, suppose I did this 300. What would this set be? Yeah? It's still an open set. Set of all points between minus 1 by 3 plus 1. But now suppose I change this to infinity. What would such a set be? It would be 0. Only 0 will be contained. Because 0 is contained in each of these sets. As n becomes infinity, the circles are becoming so small that no point except 0 is contained in this set. No point except 0 is contained within this set. Right? So, this will be simply a single set containing 0. But is a single set containing 0 an open set? No, it's not an open set. So, infinite intersections of open sets are not open. Whereas, infinite, so what have we learned? We have learned that unions of open sets are open, be they finite unions or infinite unions. Finite intersections of open sets are open, but infinite intersections of open sets are not open. Right? Infinite intersections of open sets are not open in general. Right? Can you consider another example for me to do this? Another example, yeah?
So how is that intersection infinity contain?
Okay. What does intersection n infinity contain? What does the intersection of n open sets contain? Set of all points which can belong to all these 6 sets. Intersection of AI contains set of all points which belong to all these sets. Right. Now what are the points belonging to all these sets? There is 0 and there is an interval around 0, which is belonging to all these sets. The interval around 0 is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller as n becomes larger and larger and larger. Right? So if you make this n infinitely large, the interval is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller, so the intersection is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. Right? So in the limit, what is the only thing that the intersection is containing? The only point which is common to all the sets in that sequence is 0. Because as n becomes larger and larger and larger, some sets now keep on having a smaller and smaller and smaller radius. Some points are not included in those sets. So the intersection will only contain 0 in the end. But, so limit will be a set only containing 0, which is, yeah.
So could you repeat that part one more time? Union of open set whether finite infinite.
Don't write it down. Think of this. Don't write a note down because that's not going to help you. Yeah? So, but I'll repeat it nevertheless just for clarity. But don't write it down. Think carefully. The unions of open sets are open, even they are finite or infinite. Finite intersections of open sets are open, but infinite intersections of open sets are not open. Yeah? Infinite intersections of open sets are not open. Sure? Give me another example.
We have this example where minus 1 by n plus 1. But if we take n minus n and plus n, as we include infinity, the set will be larger and larger.
Yeah.
Then how, then in that case, the intersection will not take close.
Yeah, but in some cases it leads to open closed sets, right? In some cases it leads to sets which are not open. So all that we are saying is it's not true that the intersection of all open sets, infinite intersection of all open sets is necessarily open. You can in fact think of some intersections which are open. But that does not mean that all intersections are open. Yeah, for example, what is the intersection of n minus n, the whole line? As n becomes very large. Will it be the whole line? No, okay. Let me ask him a question. Okay, fine. I think we made a mistake. if you have an suppose minus n, yeah, so think of a sequence of sets. What would be the intersection of all these sets? The intersection will only be minus 1 plus 1. Because the intersection of minus 1 plus 1, minus 2 plus 2, minus 3 plus 3 is minus 1 plus 1. And minus 1 plus 1 we have defined as an open set, so it will be an open set. But it doesn't generally apply. Whereas if you think of the union, what will be the union of minus n? N, the whole number n. Minus 1 plus 1, minus 2 plus 2, union will be minus 2 plus 2, minus 3 plus 3. Right? The whole will be the real number line which is open. Because infinite unions of open sets are open, therefore the real number line is open. Okay? Because therefore the real number line is open. Sure? Okay.
So what if in case the intersection of finite sets is a null set, a sheaf set? Then what will be the situation? Will it be
Yeah, so at the moment we are talking about non-empty unions and non-empty intersections. We think of non-empty intersections as of now. Yeah, I need to specify that, non-empty intersections. Right? Okay, because if the intersection is empty, then obviously we get a different issue. Right? Okay. Now we think of, so we have learned about open sets. Okay? Now time to learn about closed sets. Okay? So think of, a closed set is easy to define. So when you say set is closed, a subset of R is closed when its complement is an open set. Right? When its complement is an open set, you say that the set is closed. Right? For example, if A is the open set 1, 2, what is A complement? Set of all points from minus infinity to 1 including 1 union with set containing all points between 1 and 2 but not 1 and 2. So set of all other points is the complement. Set of all points from minus infinity to 1 union set of all points from 2 to plus infinity including 1 and 2 will be the complement of the open set, right? And by definition, it's a closed set. By definition, this set is a closed set, right? Okay, so let me ask you one thing. Will complements of open sets, suppose two sets are open, A union B is open, A is B, A is open, B is open, right? So A complement is a closed set, B complement is a closed set. Tell me whether A complement intersection B complement will be an open set or a closed set. Understand my question carefully. A is an open set, B is an open set. Tell me, so A complement is a closed set. Yeah? B complement is a closed set by definition. Okay? So what would be the intersection of these two closed sets, A complement and B complement? Would it be an open set or a closed set? So prove, for example, to me that that intersection of closed sets are closed. Suppose intersections of closed sets are closed. Go to De Morgan's laws. We have learned De Morgan's laws, right? A union B complement is A complement intersection B complement. पढ़ा है ना? परसों ही पढ़ा ना? A union B complement is A complement intersection B complement. उसको use करके tell me, prove to me that intersection of two closed sets will be closed. Beautiful, very good, yeah.
So A is an open set.
Yeah.
B is an open set. So A union B has to be an open set.
But we have proved it, yeah.
Yes. So A union B, whole complement has to be a closed set.
By definition.
So A union B, the whole complement is A complement intersection B complement. So it is a closed set.
Lovely. Sure? So see how we are learning to prove things now. Yeah, when you keep all this on, very soon you will become good at proving fairly good theorems in macro using mathematics. Sure? Okay, because the whole idea is to train you to do theorems. If you look at your micro text, you will see lots of theorems. Economics is all about abstract thinking, essential about abstract thinking. So what this really is your gym for abstract thinking. Nothing more. What we are doing is workouts for thinking like an economist. Right? So you are building your economist apps. Think of this. Yeah, sure. So how much more time do we have? No. Okay? No, because we have still not defined that. Right. But it's much more helpful to say that if A is an open set, B is an open set, A union B is an open set. A closed set is by definition the complement of an open set. So A union B complement will be a closed set. But what is A union B complement? It is A complement intersection B complement. A complement is a closed set. B complement is a closed set. So A complement intersection B complement is A union B complement. This is by definition a closed set. Right? By definition a closed set. Let me share these notes. How much more time do we have? Half an hour. Yeah? Is this clear? Okay. So now tell me. Okay, I think. Okay, so you can share these notes with you. Who should I give them to? Anybody, these will be useful to study, right? So it's your job to see to it that all of them get it. Yeah? Okay. Now, I've got another interesting definition of a closed set, which is going to be very useful for us. Okay? Think of the set of the sequence of open sets. Okay? And so, what is the sequence? 1 upon n 1 minus is equal to 2 is what? Set of all points between half and 1. If n is 3, what do you have? 1/3. If n is 4, what do you have? 1/4. Now, you can actually think of the sequence 1 upon n as belonging to this set. Right? Okay, so for example, half, right? Half doesn't belong to this set. But you can think of the sequence 1 upon n. You can think of the sequence 1 upon n. What is the limit of 1 upon n? What is the union of 1 upon n? What is the limit of 1 upon n as n becomes larger and larger and larger? 0. But does this set contain that limit? No, it doesn't contain that limit. Whereas if I have a sequence, we have a set which contains 0 and 1. Yeah? It's a closed set. Why? Because its complement is open. Its complement of this set would be this would be the complement of this set. This would be the complement of this set. Right? And this is an open set. This is an open set. This is an open set. The union is an open set. And therefore by this is a closed set because the complement of this set is open. Right? Okay. Now think of a sequence of points half, 1 by 3, etc. All these points are contained within this set and the limit is also contained within this set. So we have another definition of a closed set which is going to be very useful. I'm going to prove it to you. If you have a sequence of points in a closed set, don't write the sequence of points in a closed set, so that all elements of this sequence are in the closed set, then the limit of that sequence will also lie in the closed set. In other words, you say that the closed set is a set which contains all its limit points or all its points of accumulation, whereas open sets might not. Right? So another way of characterizing an open set, a closed set, is to say it's a set which contains all its limit points. So there is a sequence of points within that set and the sequence is tending towards a limit, then that limit will also be contained in the closed set. Limit will also be contained in the closed set. That's a theorem which I will do for you in the next class, right? Okay. And then we'll do other things like derivatives and continuities. Yeah, so one definition of a closed set is the following. It's a set which has the property that if there is a limit, the sequence of points in that set, where each of the points of that sequence are in that set, right? For example, n, 1 upon n goes from 1 to infinity. 1 is contained in this set, half is contained in this set, 1/3 is contained in this set, 1/4 is contained in this set. If every point of that sequence is contained in that set, and if that sequence has a limit, then the limit will also be contained in the set. So a closed set will be a set which will contain each and every of its limit points or points of accumulation. Right? That's another definition of a closed set. Okay? And that's going to be a very important definition. Right? Oh, let me keep on asking you questions. Let me see how you have understood this.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Whether a set is open or closed, it depends upon which set you define, right? Because 0, 1 could be open set. If you said that was open, then the complement would have been closed, right?
No, 0, 1 is a closed set.
You could say that 0, 1 is an open set.
No, but I would not say that unless I had if it's my senses, I would not say it's going to be an open set.
Why the points is
Because it's a set containing all points between 0 and 1 and 0 and 1.
yeah, but if you say not including 0, 1, then it becomes
Then it will be an open set. When I put a square bracket, it means that it includes the boundary. If it round that, it does not include. That's a convention. Okay, folks, so let me tell you one thing. Why it's important. Suppose you think of, so you have a budget line. Okay? You have Y here, you have X here. And you have the budget line. Okay? So if you think of a consumption bundle, X, it is X1, Y1, right? And you think of a price as P of X, P of Y, right? Then P dot X is the multiplication of two vectors. You multiply the first two and multiply the second two and add them up. It becomes Px x1 plus Py y1, right? That is the amount that you are going to spend on buying X and Y, right? This budget line tells you what that gives you the maximum that you can spend. Right? So given your budget, this set tells you what are the consumption bundles that are affordable to you. Right? This is called the budget set. Right? This is called the budget set. Is the budget set a closed set or an open set? It's a closed set. Right? So what it then says is, so it says something interesting. It says that there is a sequence of consumption bundles which you can afford, and if there is a limit to that sequence of consumption bundles, that limit also can be afforded. That's why these theorems are important, right? Therefore that limit is also an affordable bundle, right? If the limit were not affordable, then you will have a problem analytically. Sure, that's why we have to have these ideas of closed sets and budget sets. This is the very foundations of your logical thinking. As I said, economics is all about thinking about the real world, and that thinking has to be very strong logically. The foundation has to be mathematically very, very strong. That's why we do a lot of mathematics in economics. Right? Whereas guys who are not trained in economics talk about economics but they do not have the same strong logical foundation that we have. Sure? That's why. Sure. So clearly a budget set is a closed set, right? And because it's a closed set, it will contain all its limit points. Okay?
So basically the set 1 upon n and 1 where n is 2 up till infinity is basically an open set.
So are we done, folks? So thank you.